Welcome to Living in Memphis. It is a YouTube channel dedicated to folks that are looking to make a move to Memphis, Tennessee. My name is John Arroyo, Ruby Red Media. Right over here on the other side is one of my best friends and the best dang insurance agent in Memphis. And I'll say that and not really mean it because I have other friends that are in the insurance industry, but he's a heck of a guy.
Lesser insurance agent friends. I get it. It's fine. It's fine. You can have lesser insurance agent friends.
Lesser insurance agents friends. And this is what we're going to have a little beef on, I believe, today.
All right, let's do it.
Because today we're talking about the pros and the cons of moving to Memphis.
Okay. I think we may run into some issues here because I love my city. I put on for my city. I think some of the things you may describe as con, I may describe as character that sets us apart, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks.
Yeah, well, listen, and there's going to be pros and cons about living anywhere. You know, we're not trying to pick on the city. A lot of people pick on our city, and this is one thing I want to say. Memphis will treat you however you treat it. It's something I've found to be true. If you love Memphis, it's going to love you back. If you hate on it, it might not work out for you.
Former University of Memphis Tigers basketball coach John LaPeer, who has a questionable reputation in this town now that he left, but when he was here, he used to always say that Memphis is one of those cities that if you give it a hug, it'll give you a hug right back.
That's right.
You got to wrap your arms right there. You got to put yourself out there, but it always is willing to reach out and hug you back.
Well, let's talk about this. Dane doesn't want to talk about cons. I want to talk about cons. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Pros and cons of living in Memphis. Pro, by far, food.
The food's good.
Our food's the best. This is why I'm fat. It's fine, and I'm fine with being fat. The con, crime.
I think every city has crime. Every major city. The crime that we have is not a lot different than if you were to go to St. Louis, New Orleans, LA, Miami, Atlanta, any of these other cities where people are Googling, trying to figure out, do we want to live there? We got the same issues those dudes. We have major city issues. And we do a better job than some cities in reporting it. Some of the cities get away with not being on these lists of most dangerous this or most dangerous that because they do a poor job of reporting it, or because maybe their city falls into two different counties, so they get to divide it in half. But we're all right here in Shelby County, and unfortunately we do a good job of reporting it, but it's no different than other cities.
You know, when we first moved here from Indiana, Sarah, whose channel this is a transplant, she wouldn't watch the news. It freaked her out too bad.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the news here really does have a habit of sensationalizing some things.
And if you watch the news in Indianapolis or Chicago or any other just random Midwestern city, you'll find a lot of the same things if it's a significant sized city.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I tried to tell her. I was like, look, honey, there's a million people in the city. It's a big city. Mm-hmm. It's a little different than Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah.
The crime is going to be more, but that's because there's more people here.
Yeah.
Pro and con for you? Do you have a pro and con?
So I would say the people. It is unique in the way that you've just got this perfect blend of Southern hospitality, but also there's a vibrant community of young creatives that are coming up in Memphis, and a lot of just cool things that are coming with being uniquely of the city. And it's something where this is a really fun time to be a Memphian because there's so much cool things that are on their way, whether it's cool restaurants, cool spaces, things that are being redeveloped or developed for the first time. Memphis has got a lot of great energy right now, and I think that's all driven by the people. Yeah,
and you mentioned creatives. This is a great creative town.
Yeah,
it really is. You know, me being a radio DJ for 20 years before crossing into becoming a video production person, now that I get to meet all these other video people, and there's a great music scene, or a great video scene here in this town. Craig Brewer's from here. There's a lot of people doing a lot of fun documentary features, a lot of very talented individuals in this city. So if you're a creator, man, you are moving to the right place. It's just alive here.
Yeah, for sure.
Pro for me, traffic isn't too bad. The traffic isn't too bad.
It's really not that bad, especially when you go to other cities. I think if you are running into something where you're like, man, it takes me a while to get somewhere, it's because Shelby County is pretty big as far as just like square miles. Like Memphis is larger than a lot of cities just based on how big it is. If you go to Boston proper is not near as big. There's a lot of people there. It's real expensive to live there, but Memphis is big. So if you're running into, hey, it's taking me a while to get there, it's because you're covering some miles.
And you know, I live in Cordova, so I live by Shelby Farms, and I feel like I'm 30 minutes away from everything in town.
Yeah.
You know, it's 30 minutes to go to Collierville, it's 30 minutes to get downtown. It was pretty efficient, and you don't get stuck in the big, huge traffic jams that you will, let's say, in Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure, where you just like go ahead and camp out for a while.
The con for me is that the pro, the traffic isn't too bad. The con, you could get shot at.
Again, we'll go back as this big city problems. And it's hot. When it's hot, people start acting out when it gets hot in summer.
The nicest people you will meet are in Memphis, Tennessee, but they drive bad. Okay, there's not a lot of courtesy here. It's like, you remember that cartoon back in the day when it was Pluto and he got in his car when he came home from work? I know this happens other places. Believe me, I've lived in other places. But in Memphis, for whatever reason, it seems to be especially bad.
It's there's some questionable drivers. I feel like there are a lot of cities that feel like they have the stamp of like worst drivers anywhere. I think we're in contention.
Okay, thank you.
We're in contention.
Pro for you.
Pro, I would say, and this is a pro and a con. Okay, we'll hit both sides of this one. It's the weather, right? There are times if you're someone that loves seasons, Memphis is going to be for you. Okay, we hit them all. We don't hit them for long, and we may hit them all in a 3-day stretch when it goes from 75 degrees to -3 degrees, and it's like, it's January. Why would it be 75 degrees? And -3, it's Memphis. It shouldn't be that cold. And we go everywhere in between. In the summer, it gets to be a gazillion degrees and swings back and forth, but you get to really experience all of it.
Yeah.
And if you're somewhere to where it's like, man, it's just going to be one thing most of the time, or you live, way up north, and it's like, yeah, we got a couple weeks where it feels like summer, sort of, but it's mostly jacket place.
If you're moving from the north, and I'll tell you this from experience that moved with a northerner here, buy a house with a pool. Just do yourself a favor. It's very humid.
It gets hot.
And it's hot. Get yourself a pool. You'll take yourself later.
People will tell you, oh, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And if you've not been somewhere that's right here on the road, you've been New Orleans, okay, I'll give them in our same category. But if you're at other places and you're just saying, oh no, it's really humid, it's like, it's different. I'm telling you. Like, you don't get out of bed without a little back sweat. Okay?
I'm originally from Austin, Texas, and I'm telling you, it's hot down there.
It's hot.
But it's a different kind of hot here.
Very much so.
Pro and con for me, pro, the music, the people, the vibe. I mean, you can go out, I don't care if it's on a Tuesday, you can find a party somewhere in Memphis.
Absolutely.
And there's some good live music, and there's some people having a good time, and you never know what you're going to get into. Definite pro for me. The con, MLGW.
Yeah, that's our local utility company. And I would imagine a lot of places take issue with their utility and cable and cell phone providers in place. I am not even going to defend MLGW.
MLGW?
Yeah.
Do better. We only have one to pick from, okay? And they give you everything. It's Memphis, light, gas, water. Everything under one umbrella.
If you live in some of these suburbs, though, Collierville, Germantown, I think Bartlett, they've got their own water.
Okay.
So you go MLGW. It's their own.
Let me just throw them under the bus for 1 second,
okay,
if I could. One of the dump trucks, and those men in the dump trucks are very hardworking. Hey, garbage pickup, at least for me in my neighborhood, excellent. Never had a problem with it. Problem is, they ripped the top off of my lid. I tried consecutively for 12 straight weeks during the summer to get a lid for my
free garbage can. Try to hold the funk in, right?
No.
That's a tough spot.
That doesn't do it. Pro.
But my last pro, it's the cost of living.
Yeah.
When you come to Memphis from some of the other major cities people may be moving from, and you figure out, look what I can get for this price, and the restaurants I can eat at, the hotels I can stay at, the life that I can live in Memphis compared to what it would cost me to live the same life in San Francisco, in San Diego, in Chicago, wherever. It's going to be multiples of what it costs you to live here in Memphis. You're going to get a much larger house. It's going to be a nicer house. You're going to be able to do so many great things right here for a super affordable price in Memphis.
What do you think, to be very comfortable here, you need to make? I'm going to go out on the ledge here and say $160,000 for a family.
It depends on what you're used to, right? There's a study I remember reading where they talk about how money doesn't buy happiness was kind of the theory behind it. And to an extent, money absolutely does. You got broke people problems for a certain amount, right?
Yeah, you start worrying about paying that MLGW bill, then you got problems.
That's a real life problem, right? But for the most part, I was surprised to see at how low the number was, where like once you hit the threshold for like a household income of like 75,000, like your life doesn't really drastically improve a lot from between 75,000 and 375,000.
Well, obviously you don't live with my wife.
Yeah.
I need 160, baby.
Yeah, for sure. It helps. Money helps for sure.
Pro for me, so many fun things to do, fun people. I already said that. A con would be people have too much fun and take it too far. We call it getting sideways.
Okay.
Some people get sideways in Memphis. It's a good place if you want to let yourself go.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fun here.
You can get into some good times, for sure. If you go down to Beale Street, you're going to hang out in Overton Square. You're going to go out and just really enjoy all the city has to offer. It can take a turn on you pretty quick.
It's really easy to all of a sudden realize it's 5 o'clock at a bar. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's happened to me. Not since I had kids.
Yeah.
When you have a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, that doesn't happen anymore.
No. You still may be up at 5 o'clock, but it's not for alcohol-related reasons.
We ain't going to Memphis, baby.
No, not happening. Not happening.
Hey, thanks for joining us, and join us again. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're considering a move to Memphis, let me implore you, it is a cool place. Dane?
Absolutely. You got to move to Memphis. If it's something that's actually on your radar, come check it out. Come see some of the amazing things we've fallen in love with. Come fall in love with Memphis.
Next episode, Blue Oval City. You've heard a lot about it. It's a big Ford electric plant. We'll get to it on the next episode.